They're like little fezzes. Little boob fezzes.
I think they're like little boob fezzes should be the opener to this episode. The cold open.
Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show. Eat my shorts.
So here is to conversation.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
You ready to let her rip?
Let's go.
All right. Welcome to the Cash Exchange.
Welcome.
How's it going?
I can't complain. I'm in 70-degree weather in February.
It was actually 82 today.
82-degree weather in February.
And it's
Captain
55
Semantics over
back
here.
home. There's a big difference between 70 degrees and 82 degrees.
You said it was 55 back home?
Yeah.
Damn, all right.
Well, back in our former shared home before you abandoned me.
Uh-huh.
This is our third.
Hey, I drove out to San Antonio, didn't I?
Yeah, this is our third podcasting location.
Which means that we have now covered all of Texas. North, Central, and South.
Yeah, now we just need to go out into a field where there's nothing around us, knock out West Texas, and then just
pass. Amarillo?
go find some forest. Yeah, let's go to the Big Texan. Let's record at the Big Texan.
I cannot stand the Big Texan.
Why not?
Their food is garbage.
I've never been.
It's not good. We did watch someone try to take down the, I think they failed. I might be wrong. The 72-ounce steak and I think it's like a baked potato, a house salad, 2 rolls.
Mm-hmm.
It is horrifying.
Yeah, it's gross.
I hate competitive eating.
Hey, it's a sport just like anything else.
It's not.
Oh, it is. It takes training. It takes dedication.
It does. Absolutely. It's still not a sport.
Oh, someone's been drinking all the haterade.
You know what? If the conversation is about West Texas and competitive food, yeah, I'm drinking the haterade.
All right.
On the flip side of that, though, I do love food competition shows.
So you like when they compete to make it, but not to eat it.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So, what do Mama Cass, Texas, and Washington's teeth all have in common?
Mama Cass,
Yes.
Texas,
Tejas. Yes.
Tejas, and Washington's teeth.
George Washington's teeth. First president of these United States.
The United States of Terra?
No.
No?
Of America. North of the Gulf of America.
Anyway, Mama Cass, Texas, and George Washington's teeth.
That is correct.
Can I get a hint? Can I phone a friend? I don't know what this one is.
Okay. How about this? What's the first thing you think of when you think of Mama Cass?
Mamas and the Papas.
Okay, what's this about her specifically?
I know exactly 0 things about Mama Cass outside of the Mamas and the Papas.
You don't know anything about how she died? How she
No.
allegedly died?
No.
Well, the story is, she was a very rotund woman,
Mm-hmm.
and with that comes a stereotype that you spend all of your time eating.
Okay.
And she died relatively young.
Just a quick note, though. I do love the Mamas and the Papas. It's one of my favorite bands.
She died at 33.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, I mean, yes, she was large. So the rumor was that when she passed away at such a young age, it was because she was so feverishly eating a ham sandwich that she choked and died
God.
by eating said ham sandwich. And I'm here to tell you that that's not how it happened. That's a vicious rumor. and that she actually died. She died in her sleep at the age of 32. Her body was discovered by a close friend of hers. She died of a heart attack. There were no drugs in her system.
Okay.
So, yeah, not the ham sandwich. Maybe a lifetime of proclivities for ham sandwiches, but not from one ham sandwich that did her in.
Okay.
Texas. There's someone very close to me that is not from the region.
Sure.
She's a filthy Midwesterner. She can't say bag to save her life. And
Yeah,
when
this
she
neck of the wood isn't her big.
went big, we're sorry. That part, I would say it's going to get cut out, but it's not going to get cut out.
If it's not going to get cut out, then I'm sorry too. I won't stop making fun of it, but I'm sorry.
Anyways, when she found out that she was moving down here to the great Lone Star State,
Mhm.
she was upset because she thought that she would have to ride a horse everywhere. Which honestly is one of the most racist things I've ever heard.
That's one of the most racist things you've ever heard is that Texans ride horses to school.
Yes.
Well, part of that is racial.
The Texan part.
Your race is Texan?
I mean, I identify as Texan.
Wow. You identify as Texan. Trump's first 2 weeks in office, he said there you only get the two options. Texan is not one of them.
It's not my gender. It's just how I identify. If, I mean,
Your
I weren't
sexuality Texan then? I'm not understanding the... I don't know what
Sure.
you're getting at.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that one. Yeah. Pronouns are yeehaw. Anyways, Texas is very misunderstood.
Okay.
We have a little bit of everything in the state. We have forests. We have deserts.
Mhm.
We have suburbs. We have terrible beaches. We have decent beaches.
Do we?
Yeah, like in South Padre area.
I
Better
guess.
than Galveston.
Better than Galveston, yeah.
Better than Corpus.
Sure, yeah.
So Texas is very misunderstood.
Okay.
And last but not least,
I know this one then. If the through line is misunderstandings, Shane Gillis has taught me that George Washington's teeth were a much bigger nightmare than anyone expected them to.
yeah, not made of wood.
Nope.
Which, looking back, I don't know how that rumor would have gotten started, anyways. Because can you imagine how awful it would be to just have wooden teeth, and how often you'd have to change those out?
Sure, but how awful was just existing in that time period?
I don't know. I mean,
So, I mean, I feel like not great to have wooden teeth, but it's not the worst thing you had to deal with.
would you go back for a day?
No.
No, you
As
wouldn't.
a woman, no.
You wouldn't. What if you were like real good at hiding it?
I don't want to be around people whose hygiene exists in the way that it would have existed then.
I think that is one of the most underrated aspects of people saying, "Oh yeah, I'd go back to medieval times just for a day. I'd just hang out." I think the stench would be so terrible
Correct.
that you could not handle it.
They're out pooping in the streets. The Palace of Versailles, whenever it was occupied before, guillotine and everyone, the Palace of Versailles, they would just like drop a deuce as they were walking. Yeah. So just the hallways. It is
So
horrifying, the idea of going back in time and being in a society that's just free pooping.
Castles had built-in poop chutes. And you can still see the stains of all the human waste
God.
that just fell down the wall. Poop is something people don't take into consideration when they think about time travel.
I could go back with one of maybe like the plague doctor masks, get some like Vicks under my nose. I might be able to tolerate that. But generally speaking, just going back in time to like when the best case scenario was a horse bath, no thank you.
Yeah.
I can read a book.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
as close as I need to be to history.
All the your imagination could recreate that smell.
And I thank God for small favors.
Yeah, there you go. See? Yes. So as we all know, thanks to Shane Gillis, George Washington was very misunderstood by way of his dental situation was not wood. It was hippopotamus, horse, donkey, human teeth.
Hippopotamus.
Huh? Yeah. That's some of them in there. That's hippopotamus ivory. I don't think they took like a hippopotamus tusk and formed it into a tooth.
What?
I'm serious. Yeah.
There-
Multiple sources.
Wha-
Hippopotamus, donkey, horse.
There were no hippopotami in George Washington's dentures.
Multiple sources.
No.
Multiple sources.
No. I refuse to believe that.
Where are hippi indigenous to?
It's hippopotami, and I don't know.
Hippopotami. You sound ridiculous right now. It's hippi.
No, it is not.
Or maybe hippopotamuses.
Also, I don't know where hippopotami are native to.
Okay, well, you say I'm wrong. Whatever. I saw it in multiple places, so.
Okay.
But you know another thing that is also often misunderstood?
What?
Just a laundry list of songs. Music is very open to interpretation. Like what words can mean to one person in a song can mean something completely different to someone else.
Mhm.
But there's sometimes where you just don't pay attention to the lyrics at all.
Yeah.
And you just decide to slap your own meaning to it. And that is what I would like to discuss today. People that are just so off base and use these songs as like a
The wedding songs are the ones that get me.
yeah, when I have a couple wedding songs. I have like pro America hurrah songs,
Ooh, yeah.
and then I have graduation songs.
As our lives change,
No, that one's pretty. That one's pretty on the nose.
another turning point, a fork stuck in the
Yeah, that one's about a
road.
breakup. But I mean, technically, graduation, you are breaking up. You are going separate ways from something that has been a part of your life for quite some time.
Yeah.
So that one does apply. Um, is that what Billy Joe intended when he wrote it? Probably not. But it still made him a boatload of money.
Whenever I was looking at like songs for this episode, I saw an interview with Billy Joe Armstrong, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just kind of famously like misunderstood," which, sure,
Because of September.
well, yeah, that is very much the biggest example of one of the biggest examples I think of a song that's used incorrectly or him being misunderstood. 'Cause it's just become like a meme, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't be because it's a very sad song.
It is. But also, so originally he wrote the song about his dad dying,
Mm.
who died in September. He also put it on a very anti-Bush administration album, and we also had a very heavy American attack in September.
What happened in September?
Well, it was so bad that Billy Joe wanted to sleep through it. He wanted to be woken up when it was over.
I'll have to look that one up. All for
Are you pulling a Nate right now? Are you pretending you had no clue 9/11 happened?
How is that pulling a Nate?
You just told me today that he had no clue that the Oklahoma City bombing happened. This man that listens to Joe Rogan on the reg, and he doesn't know about the Oklahoma City bombing. That is mind-boggling to me. So forgive me for not.
He's not from anywhere near Oklahoma. I feel like it's not that out of the realm of possibility.
If the Oklahoma City bombing didn't happen, 9/11 wouldn't have happened. Oklahoma City had to crawl so that 9/11 could fly.
Huh? Whichever one of us is editing this is taking all this out.
Is it too soon for 9/11 jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have to wait, I believe it's 200 years. The Abraham Lincoln assassination just became funny. I need to see this play like I need another hole in my head.
So, back to where we were. His dad died in September. And so he was trying to, he just wants to sleep through that month. But then everyone equated it with 9/11. And then when the music video came out, it was a war-based music video.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that one's so much misunderstood as could have multiple meanings because of all those other facts surrounding it. But yeah, just on the whole, if you ask Billy Joe, he wrote it about his dad, but everyone equates it with the 9/11 attack.
I mean, I could see that. The most like that I remember about the conversation around the song was people tweeting him and having all of these like jokes and stuff about did somebody wake up Billy Joe on October 1st? And that was always
You think that's just a reminder that his dad's dead?
well, that's what I mean. Like that's why I think it got so much conversation about it was that it was this song that he wrote about his dad dying, and every single year some dumbass on the internet is like, "Hey, somebody wake up Billy Joe."
But along those same lines, we have a habit of taking songs at title value, I guess.
Okay.
So, for instance, "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen. You know that song?
Yes.
And how everyone's like, it's a rally cry for America, and
How it's one of those like Chevy commercial songs.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it most definitely is not. It's a protest song.
Yeah.
It's a song about a blue collar guy getting shipped off to war, and then let's see, I got lyrics right here. Little snippy snip snip. Got in a little hometown jam, so they put a rifle in my hand, sent me off to a foreign land to go and kill the yellow man.
That is yeah, I don't know that I've ever paid attention to the lyrics of that song. Like I knew it's had a lot of conversation and discourse and stuff because it's not the patriotic anthem that it's usually portrayed as.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think at the end of the song he ends up in prison.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, so not pro America, very anti Vietnam.
It's not very boss of him.
That's not. What about Fortunate Son?
The biggest Vietnam movie song there's ever been.
Yes. You know who it's by?
That's Creedence Clearwater, right?
Uh-huh. Good old John Fogerty.
The original CCR. Not
Yeah.
to be confused with Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Did you know that they're reuniting?
I didn't know they broke up.
Yeah.
And
Long time ago, like 2012.
I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to Cross
13.
Canadian Ragweed.
I love Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Yeah.
They're
Do you think they're the prime
the
CCR?
bee's knees. I enjoy more of their songs than I do of Creedence Clearwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Fortunate Son. And have you ever seen The Rain?
I want to know.
Bad Moon Rising. Icons.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a spooky song. Good Halloween song.
That is. Yeah.
I listened to that followed by Monster Mash.
We never found out what the Monster Mash song is.
What do you mean?
I mean, we don't know. It says that they do the Monster Mash, but we don't know what the Monster Mash is.
It's an orgy.
Then we should stop playing it at children's events.
It's the monster mushing uglies.
I danced to that at Boo at the Zoo.
Can you turn off the AC?
Yeah. Okay, so Fortunate Son.
Yes. Very pro-America, but also the whole thing is about how they send the poor people to war while the senators and the ones born with silver spoons in their mouth stay home and
Playing Bone
Of-
Spurs.
yeah, and avoid the taxes. Did you just EJT me?
It did.
If it weren't for those bone spurs, we wouldn't have a secure border right now. Oh no, this is not that kind of show.
It
Not
is
that kind of show. But yeah, I think it's very easy to get wrapped up in all of the especially around like 4th of July and the hoorah and the
Yeah.
USA USA. So I think that we're very prone to take any of those songs and fit them to our baseball apple pie mentality.
Petition to change the national anthem to Happy Birthday America by Toby Keith.
Damn straight. If you want a pro-America song that has no hidden agenda and is what it says, first off, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, parentheses, The Angry American by Toby Keith, or Happy Birthday America.
I didn't know that there was a parenthetical on courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
The Angry American.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. What other instances in life do you think that songs are maybe misappropriated?
Song, like occasions.
Like just moments in life where these people have these songs like this is the song I wanted this because I heard this person doing this and I just want that for me.
One of the big ones that I see, I feel like misused a lot in weddings is "Linger" by the Cranberries. That song is not pro relationship. It's a woman that's still in love with the guy who cheated on her, but like it's not a positive song. It's beautiful because the singer is awesome, but like
Was
R.I.P. Dolores, but like it's a great song. It's just it's not for that. It should not be used at weddings. In the same way that Every Breath You Take shouldn't. That is the creepiest song.
it is, and Sting can't believe it either that people use that for their weddings. Every move you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake.
That
Creepy as
one,
hell.
that one especially doesn't make sense to me because it's not trying to be something else. Like I don't feel like there's a lot of ambiguity on what that song means. Like that it's not this like positive love song, it's a stalker. It's like obsession, not love.
Yeah, but I think that real dumb people try to convince themselves that there's not much of a difference between stalking and love, especially when you're in new
Yeah,
love
that's scary.
and you have to be up each other's buttholes the entire time because you're just so in love because it's so new and it's so fresh.
Sure, yeah.
Let me tell you, fellas and fellinas,
No.
it doesn't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. And what
You're
makes
engaged, right?
and what makes love the exception, which is another one. I'm glad I found that segue because I didn't really have a category for this one.
Mhm.
But hey, by Outkast
Yeah.
is like whenever they're like, oh, most misunderstood songs, go back. If you love Hey Ya, more power to you. If you don't want that to end, then by all means, don't listen to the lyrics. Just rock out whenever he does the chorus. Hey Ya, then celebrate it. But just know that song is anything but a love song, anything but a fun song once you actually read the lyrics.
If you think about half of the songs that I'm sure we're going to be talking about today in the context of like spoken word instead of having like melody behind them,
Yes.
they all just get so they're so different. Like you think you've got it, oh you think you've got it, but got it just don't get it till there's nothing at all. We get together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. To say nothing's forever, then what makes love the exception? Are we so in denial when we know we're not happy here? And this is like the big dance song in a lot of weddings. Like maybe listen to the things. Just like really listen.
And that one is a good example of them knowing what they're doing and intentionally misleading the audience because the music video is real fun.
Yeah.
And it's real upbeat and there's lots of dancing and there's lots of jumping around, but yeah, the whole time he's singing about a relationship that is just at the end of its rope.
Also, little segue on how they've misled the audience. You don't shake Polaroids.
You don't. In fact, Polaroid had to come out and say, "Hey, can you not shake them that aggressively because you're going to damage them and then you won't have your pictures."
Do not shake it like a Polaroid, folks.
I mean, if you are going to shake it like you should properly shake a Polaroid, do it very slowly and deliberately.
Please don't do that either.
So when you're at the club, when you're at the club,
Where we all fam.
shake it very slowly and very deliberately for no more than 20 seconds at a time. If nothing else, it'll be a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And then, hey, maybe you find the love of your life, and then it all comes back around whenever everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and then you end up back at the club shaking it like a Polaroid picture.
You're signing your divorce papers to Hey Outcast.
Oh, do you agree to these terms? Hey, ma'am, you agree that this divorce should be finalized? Hey, another really odd wedding song that I found, again, multiple sources.
Mhm.
First dance song, The Dance by Garth Brooks.
Really?
I get it at face value. It's a slow song. It's a very beautiful song. It's very beautifully performed. But
Sure, yeah.
again, pay attention to the lyrics.
That is such a weird choice.
It's all about him. He even knowing that it was all going to go to crap, he's still wouldn't have missed the dance. So kind of like if I knew then what I knew now, I would still do the same thing, even knowing how it was all going to play out.
Maybe that's I know that 50% of marriages end in divorce,
Which
but
it's just
let's try it anyway.
It's a very bad omen
Yeah.
to start your marriage out on.
Hmm.
So stop it. Get some help. That people still get that meme?
I don't know that I get that
Oh
meme.
my God. Am I that old?
What is it?
Jordan? It's a clip of Jordan. And stop it. Get some help. I don't know what it's about. It's probably about drugs or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Alcohol. Which apparently his son could use a little advice from that one. But, we hope that, is he Michael Jr.? Michael Jordan Jr., MJJ?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We hope that everything turns out peachy keen for him and his recent troubles and that he gets the help he needs if he so needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dance. Don't play it at your wedding. Don't have it be your first dance song.
For the
'Cause-
love of God, read the lyrics to the song that you're playing. If it's going to be a momentous occasion for you, Google it. It only takes 30 seconds.
But according to you, if I do Google it, then there's a chance that I can be lied to by multiple people saying that George Washington did not have hippopotamus teeth. So
I'm just saying I don't know where hippopotami come from, but I don't feel like those geographies line up.
are they? I mean, Escobar had.
He imported them, though.
Did he?
Yes.
Are you sure?
He's the reason there are hippopotami in Colombia.
Were there colonial zoos?
I think there were, but I don't think they were that.
What do you think? It was just cat, dog, cat eating rat.
Sure, that's.
Well, what would a
What I
colonial
think
zoo
it
look
is.
like?
I was thinking more along the lines of a
What do you think-
P.T. Barnum style zoo.
Are you thinking of people?
People zoo.
People zoo?
Dwarves and.
And what? Dwarves and what?
Well, George Washington's nanny was one of P.T. Barnum's, or his nurse or whatever was one of P.T. Barnum's main attractions.
Supposedly.
Yeah, she was 150 years old, allegedly.
You can get by with that though. Black don't crack, from what I've heard.
Anyway, no, I don't not believe you about the hippopotami, but the geography does not make sense to me. I don't know where they're from, but I don't think it's anywhere that he would have had access to in that time frame.
You might be correct.
Anyway, back on songs.
Anyways, another very momentous occasion, celebration that you will experience, hopefully, in your life, graduation.
Mhm.
Now we know the standard.
As we go
Yeah,
on.
graduation, vitamin C, uh,
Great.
time of your life. We already talked about that one, and it's a breakup song. Technically, you are leaving. You're going off somewhere else, so technically that fits. But you know what doesn't fit?
What?
The Freshman by the Verb Pipe. Have you ever heard it?
I don't think so.
Okay, here I'll play it for you real quick. And nothing.
No, I
Okay.
definitely don't know the song.
Well, it popped up on TikTok. Started like coming back up. Because originally this song was from 1996,
Okay.
and so the artist got on TikTok, and then this song started blowing up again. But it's called The Freshman, and it's about a group of freshmen.
Mhm.
And so it kind of makes sense that you would play that at a graduation, maybe like maybe you're going from a ninth grade campus to the big 10, 11, 12 campus.
Mhm.
But there's a line in this song that says, my best friend took a week's vacation to forget her. His girl took a week's worth of Valium and slept.
Oh,
And now he's guilt stricken, sobbing with his head on the floor. Thinks about her now and how he never really wept. And
good lord. Okay.
there are different interpretations of this song. One, they're in high school, they're high school freshmen. Girl gets pregnant. She has she hits undo, and then
Is that better than saying what it actually is?
she
I mean, it's better than the TikTok version where you just add like the SM out of it. You had some abortion.
schmabortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she ends up she's the one who takes a work suite of Valium and
Oh, okay.
sleeps. There's another version where these two friends raped this girl,
Oh,
and then they're so guilt stricken from that. I mean, there's all sorts of very, very difficult interpretations of this song, but the actual singer has not helped himself any because he has made like 3 or 4 different meanings to the song public.
okay.
Like one of them was he promised his ex-girlfriend's parents after she killed herself that he would write a song about her. And then there's, oh well, this is just a story I heard at a party. Oh, this is, I mean, it's like 3 or 4
Yeah.
different just nonsense. So it seems like he's just tossing it all at the wall, see what's going to stick.
Okay.
But anyways, do not play this. It is a catchy song. It does have a nice rhythm. It is very well produced, but don't play it for freshmen or at a graduation or any kind of celebration of life. Another graduation song, which this one, I mean, I guess this one is a little probably when did this come out? POD. You know who they are?
Mhm.
Did you know that they are a Christian rock band?
I did not.
Did you know that POD stands for payment on delivery?
Is it really?
It's either payment on delivery or payment on death. And I think either
On
way,
death.
yeah, it's like they will pay Jesus back for him giving his life for them
Oh, okay.
when they die. So yeah, they're a Christian rock band technically.
Yeah.
And so Youth of the Nation, you know that song, right?
Yes, I do.
Came out 2001.
Mm.
Just a little snippet of lyrics here. It's kind of hard when you ain't got no friends. He put his life to an end. They might remember him then. You cross the line and there's no turning back. Told the world how he felt with the sound of a gat.
Ooh. Okay.
This is another
Good.
song that I saw multiple people that had this played at their graduation. And
Because
again,
they were the youth of the
they're the
nation.
youth of the nation. They're the ones that are going to inherit the world
Huh.
once the people are gone. But the whole thing is about how messed up all the kids are. How the entire youth of the nation is so destroyed by. I mean, there's a verse in there about Susie who um, became very active early in her life. There's
Like
another,
Zumba,
mm,
CrossFit.
yeah, naked Zumba with a bunch of guys. And then there's another one. The first one is about a school shooter.
So this was just like the original Pumped Up Kicks.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, the first verse is about a school shooter. The next verse is about Susie and her proclivities. And then the third one is about this kid and uh, being the class clown, but that's never enough. And so he just pops himself.
Oh,
And so this is what we are saying is the future. This is
I feel like I need to re-listen to this song now.
you do. We'll listen to it after
I
this.
definitely don't remember any of the lyrics to it besides the "We Are the Youth of the Nation" part.
Very catchy song. That's the problem with
It
all
is,
these
yeah.
is that they're such good songs that I mean I don't get hung up on the lyrics. Like I appreciate I if I have a song and the lyrics seem kind of odd to me, I'll go and track them down. I'll see what the artist said that was the meaning behind these lyrics.
I watch so many of those like genius videos on YouTube where
Yeah,
it's like the artist breaking down line by line what the song means.
yeah, it's
It's so
nice.
interesting.
It is.
But on the note of like a nice sounding song, um, or like at least a super catchy one,
Mm-hmm.
"Closing Time" by Semisonic.
Yes.
I've read like an article or two over time about what this man said "Closing Time" was about,
Mm-hmm.
and his description of it makes no sense to me. Theoretically speaking, the song "Closing Time" is supposed to be about birth. And if you look at any of the lyrics,
It's not about his wife's vagine.
it, it is not about his wife's vagine.
That's
Uh,
not what's closing up.
I don't think that's how birth works. No.
I mean, closed up to him.
I mean, maybe.
Slap a out of
You know
service
what?
sticker on it.
Maybe. Anyway, the first line of the song is the only part of the song that actually makes sense in that context. And it's "Closing time, open all the doors and let you out into the world."
Okay.
Weird
Yes.
metaphor, but I can see how that one works. But the rest of it is literally just like shutting down a bar.
Are they doors? Are
I
they?
think you could make the argument.
I mean, I guess they'd be like those like saloon doors, the swing.
Yes, exactly. Anyway. But yeah, so I feel like I should be the expert on the song because I have heard it 1 million times closing down
Oh,
restaurants.
if closing down restaurants, I worked at an arcade every single night at
Every
closing.
night. Stop it, service industry people.
Yes,
We get it. We've had our time. It's done now.
we're all glued to the clocks when it's close to closing. We don't need a song to cue off when it's time to shut her down. We already know.
But like he's so like adamant that the reason that he wrote this song or like the inspiration that he had was birth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to know where like one last call for alcohol, finish your whiskey or beer. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know who I want to take me home. In that situation, I know who I want to take me home. I would imagine your parents, right?
So is he the baby?
I don't know. The song doesn't make any sense in the context of his wife was about to have a child.
Is he like at a speakeasy in the womb?
The quote that I have from this man is "I had birth on the brain. I was struck by what a funny pun it was to be bounced from the womb." And I don't think that makes any logical sense.
Hmm.
I don't understand it whatsoever. And also, I love closing time, but I'm so tired of hearing it.
We had a radio station shut down locally.
Hmm.
I didn't know anything about it. I was just flipping through the stations and I was like, oh hey, closing time's on. Neat.
Did they just play it on a
So
loop?
I listened to it and then I went about my day.
Yeah.
Next song, they went. I think they went to a commercial break maybe,
Hmm.
and so I was like, all right, let's see what else is on. Flipping through, maybe 20 minutes later, no, like that's weird because I thought I was just on a different channel. It's like that's weird. These in the middle of the day, these two stations are playing closing time.
Yeah.
And so, just for shiz and gigs, I just listened to it all the way through.
And I would walk 500 miles.
And then right after that, guess what played?
What's new, pussycat?
No, this wasn't a John Mulaney diner. No, closing time. They played it on an entire 12-hour block.
Good lord. Okay.
It was when a local rock station was turning to a sports station, which has since now turned back into a rock station.
Okay.
But yeah, they ended their tenure originally with closing time on a 12-hour marathon.
Huh. I wonder how much money that band makes on royalties.
Just from that one
Just
song?
from, I couldn't tell you a single other Semisonic song.
I couldn't either. But it's just like, what was it? The lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies
Just from the
from The Big Bang Theory.
yeah.
He makes like millions of dollars a year off that one song.
Insane. Well, they've also got the 1 week, which is used. I feel like still a decent amount. Too much because it's not a good song.
Yes. And the Chinese chicken.
Nonsense.
What does the Chinese chicken sound like? Do you know? A cat?
Yeah.
That's Chinese chicken?
Mhm.
Well, that is so racist. I cannot believe you just said that. Oh my gosh. It looks like we're going to have an open spot for a co-host on this show because she's about to get soaking. There's more Chinese people in this world than, well, no, I think there's more Indians. Okay, we might be in the clear.
Yeah.
Plus, they're all under the red curtain, so they're not going to hear this and get offended. And I think
Sure.
Chinese Americans that are here, if they heard this, I think they'd be cool with it.
Maybe.
But maybe steer clear of the stereotypes. Asians eating cats, eating the dogs, eating the cats, eating the cat, eating the cat. That was Haitians, anyways.
Yeah. No, the one I listened to of the eating the cats and dogs one was the burlesque song from The Simpsons. Did I show you that?
I don't believe so.
It's the best.
Where'd you find it on?
One of my friends sent it to me, I think, on YouTube.
Oh, I thought I was going to trick you into lying to me about TikTok. You still haven't. So, ever since the colossal mess that happened on the 18th, you still don't have TikTok.
I had it for a couple days, but honestly, I just got like, I think I had maybe mentally prepared for the TikTok ban,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was a little bit more cognizant of how much time I had spent thinking it was going away, and so I just kind of like burnt myself out on it. Don't get me wrong, like if I re-downloaded it, I would go straight back into binge scrolling. But so long as I don't do that.
I've sent you 3 unanswered TikToks. The first one says you can't say I gave up without saying I gay, so I don't give up. Oh, and then underneath that I said why I never quit. And then the next one is a Gypsy Rose reveal.
God.
And then the third one is one of my favorites. His mother put liquid death in the baby formula and turned him into a total Kyle. Putting holes in walls.
That baby is going places. Jail probably, but that baby is going places.
So I'm glad that you weren't just ignoring me.
I was
You
not.
just genuinely did not see them.
Yep. I am away from the TikTok.
What do you think would bring you back?
Ideally, nothing. I don't want to be back on TikTok. I will eventually probably re-download it, but
Where do you get your It Ends With Us news? YouTube?
again, ideally, nowhere.
Oh.
No, so whenever the ban was lifted after the briefest window,
Mm-hmm.
I got back on it, and so much of my feed was just like all of the theories about what was going on with that whole thing. Because I think they dropped Blake and Ryan dropped their lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because they filed for a gag order, I think, against Justin Baldoni because he was going to put up a website with all of like his side of things.
And he has.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, I guess that's one of the things I missed from not being on TikTok. But like one of the most interesting theories that I found, because apparently I will shoehorn this situation into all of the episodes. The most interesting thing that I heard was that someone's take on it was that there wasn't anything like romantic happening between Blake and Justin,
Mm-hmm.
but that Justin had been doing all of this research and talking to advocates and survivors of domestic violence for
Yeah.
5 years since he bought the rights to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw in Ryan Reynolds exactly what he had done research on for 5 whole years. And so he talked to Blake about, hey, did you know that this is the situation that you're in? Ryan found out, and so he basically just like pushed Blake into handling things the way that she did.
Huh. I mean, I've heard all kinds of conspiracy theories. I keep up with it more than I should.
Mm-hmm.
But that definitely seems like the type of person that Ryan Reynolds would be.
Yeah.
He seems
Very
like
much
a
so.
very insecure person.
There was stuff that came out whenever he was with ScarJo,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the reason that they not broke up because he allegedly cheated on her with Blake Lively, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the reason that he was falling out of that relationship was because Scarlett Johansson was getting so big and she was eclipsing him in his career. But Blake Lively has been a stay-at-home mom for most of their marriage.
She probably should have stayed at home. You know what I mean?
God, that movie is awful. It's so bad. So is A Simple Favor. She's not a good actress.
She's
That's
not.
neither here nor there. But yeah, that's the newest theory, I think.
Huh. I mean, that makes sense. The whole thing is just cuckoo bananas. He is a very cringy person.
Ryan Reynolds or Justin Baldoni?
Justin Baldoni more than Ryan Reynolds. I think Ryan Reynolds definitely has some skeletons in the closet and probably has a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't see.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, Baldoni, just very like icky sweet, but I think he's genuine about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's faking it. Just from what I've seen, and of course the stuff that is mostly being tossed around is the stuff that he's posting, which is the stuff that's going to make him look better.
Mm-hmm.
So that part that's not lost on me. But also him making these accusations and then coming up with proof goes a long way versus Blake saying this happened, no, this happened, and then her dropping her proof and then saying this is no.
Yeah. Like whenever they released the raw footage of the scene that ended up being like,
The nose scene.
yes.
Yeah.
And Justin's team released it. Blake's team came out and was like, see, this is exactly what we mean. Like, no, nobody that watched that video was on your side.
No.
No one was saying that he was making like passes at her. He was just having like conversation, just being like
And then she
a
said, "Oh
person.
my God, your nose is so big. I know a guy. We could say
Get you
you
an
need to
insurance
take an
month."
insurance
Yeah.
month to go get it fixed." Which, how would that even work? If you've already started filming this movie, how would it work if 10 minutes in, all of a sudden he's got a new nose? How would that work, Blake?
Well, they have to shoot out of order. And so for some of the scenes in the beginning, he's also got a Blake Lively present day nose.
They just have to shoot him from the back. Every scene would just have to be the back of his head.
No, they get prosthetics so that he looks the same in the movie, and then surprise takes him off at the end.
Yeah, and then when they do like an epilogue 5 years later, and all of a sudden he's got a new nose, he's looking real hot. I don't know what the movie. I know what the movie's about, but I don't know the plot of the movie.
I read the book. I read both of the books, and I also think that Colleen Hoover is a terrible author.
Yeah, better or worse than Stephanie Meyer?
On par.
Ooh,
New Stephanie Meyer.
better or worse than E.L. James?
Different ballparks. Although, there is a scene in one of her books, where she talks about the size of her baby's balls, and a different scene in that same book where,
This Colleen Hoover?
yes, there's a different scene in the same book where the guy that's dating the protagonist, I don't think he's the baby daddy,
Mm-hmm.
wants to taste her breast milk. That's a whole thing.
And this is the one that's not. It ends with us.
Yes, this is not It Ends With Us, but that is also the kind of writing that she does in a lot of her things. It's not good.
Can we discuss the fact that I am troubled by the fact that I was able to pull E.L. James just out of thin air?
I don't like that for you.
I've never read 50 Shades. I saw the first movie under protest and I hated it.
Because it's not. That is closer to domestic violence than it ends with us.
Yeah, but there's contracts involved.
It doesn't make it not domestic violence because there's a piece of paper.
But it makes it legally okay.
Hmm.
Does it? Would that hold up in
So,
court?
did you know that you can play, like, if you play Russian roulette in a
Uh-huh.
group, if you're the one that dies, the other people are still liable for, like, manslaughter charges?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
So,
'Cause
like, just because you all agreed to play the game does not make the thing you do less illegal.
it's a verbal agreement, but what if you had it written on paper? What if you had it notarized?
I think it's
Is
still
that
legal.
unnotarizable?
I don't think you can fight to the death legally. So even if you were to sign a contract that's like, I might die tonight, I don't think you would be able to
Hmm.
walk away if you're the one that wins.
What about boxers? What do they have to sign?
I'm sure a lot of penalty things, but everyone is going down if someone actually dies in the ring.
Hmm.
So that's why they have the ref there, so that they can make sure that there's intervention well before someone keels over.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a point.
That's how you get Muhammad Ali, someone who's deeply damaged but still alive. Well, not anymore, but
No.
after the fighting.
No.
But anyway, the takeaway from that was that Colleen Hoover's a terrible author.
Okay. Noted. Wasn't planning on reading her books, but now I definitely won't.
I own a couple of them.
Yeah?
Because Book Talk tried to get me to. Book Talk influenced me.
Yeah? Well,
It shouldn't have. I
they
listened to the
can't
wrong side of it.
it can't hurt you anymore
I need to get rid of them, honestly.
until
I
you
don't think anyone's still buying those books. But
until you break down and download TikTok again.
that's true. I can't. That was a very long segue. This is why I uninstalled TikTok. Is this conversation right here?
Yeah.
Because I don't need any space in my brain for the goings on between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for a movie that sucked so bad. She doesn't know how to be a person. Everything about the style in the movie was god awful. She put pajamas over fishnets,
Mm-hmm.
and it was supposed to be this like sexy scene.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible.
Oh, that's not like a quirky girl thing. That's a sexy thing.
She had fishnets on and fishnet boots, like
What are fishnet boots?
rhinestone.
Like a rhinestone cowboy. Getting calls and letters from people I don't even know. And offers coming over the phone.
These. She had those on over fishnet.
Oh. Huh.
And so there's this scene where like she's talking to Justin Baldoni's character about wanting to like take it slow. And
Mm-hmm.
so he undresses her. So he takes off the fishnet boots, takes off her top, and then puts his pajamas on her. But he leaves the fishnets on. And so like the next day even she wakes up and like walks in the kitchen and she's got like fishnet feet and just like pajama bottoms.
Huh.
The movie is dumb start to finish. I don't want it to be. I feel like the Justin Baldoni cut would have been better for the purpose that it was trying to serve. Release the Baldoni cut.
Oh, but you don't think it was successful in selling the hair care products and the liquor?
No.
Oh,
The fact that she made cocktails themed for a movie about domestic violence
that's weird
is insane.
that topic didn't skyrocket those specific type of product. Isn't her company like shuttered now?
Which
Didn't it
one?
go bankrupt? The hair one?
It's still in Target, I think.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. I
Is
don't think
it
it's selling,
is
but
it
it's in
just
Target.
is it just clearance now?
I believe so, yeah.
No. Did you follow Johnny Depp Amber Heard?
I did for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once it went to trial, I just kind of gave up on it.
Yeah, that was a big one. This one definitely has a lot of Johnny Amber vibes to it.
That I feel like the Johnny Amber thing was that they were both just bad.
Yeah.
They were both just deeply unstable people and did not need to be around more deeply unstable people.
You know, say what you want, but Johnny never pooped on Amber's bed. I can never look at that woman
Yeah.
again and say just I can't take her seriously in anything.
I don't like her as an actress. I didn't like her as an actress before because, to be fair, part of the reason that I didn't like her in Aquaman was because that wig was atrocious. that movie had an insane budget, and they couldn't have gotten one that looks halfway like real hair.
Yeah.
But that and her in Extract, I think. There was one that she did. It was like a
With Mila Kunis,
maybe it wasn't Extract.
Jason Bateman.
Syrup? There was a one word name. It was about like an
Maple?
energy drink, I think. Yes. Maybe it was Maple. She was in Zombieland? As who? Oh, is she the first zombie that he comes in contact with? It's Syrup, okay.
Syrup?
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it.
Not worth the watch whatsoever. It came out in 2012.
I'll take your word for it. No, I mean, I think that her and Blake Lively are on par as very similar actresses that just bring nothing.
Yeah.
Bring absolutely nothing.
I think my grievance with Blake Lively is that Blake Lively is trying to be the people around her instead of just being herself.
But who is herself?
We'll never know because think about like
She hasn't worked with anyone that likes her.
Yeah.
Leighton Meester.
She was making jokes about Leighton Meester being born in prison. I would hate her too.
Yeah. She's a mean girl.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick didn't like her, but Anna Kendrick's kind of a mean girl too, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that
But Anna Kendrick can be a good actress, and she's charming.
Mhm.
Neither of which are Blake Lively.
Well, like the problem with Blake Lively is that she just tries so hard in like everything that she does to be either Ryan Reynolds or Taylor Swift. But
Yeah.
she's missing the most like important things that either of those people have. Like Ryan Reynolds is a sarcastic asshole, but he can for the most part pull it off. The interview that he did with the other love interest from It Ends With Us
Yeah.
is one of the most uncomfortable things I've watched.
It was, yeah.
And I don't know if like this dude's just got like a next level resting bitch face. But he just looks like he hates his life in every press thing he's had to do for that movie.
The other guy?
Yeah, Brandon Skellner or something like that.
Is he the no? Hassan.
Hassan Minaj?
Yeah, he was the only dude that. And I don't want to know this stuff. I don't want to, but I do. He was the only person that didn't unfollow Justin Baldoni.
Yeah.
Still currently follows him.
There was stuff that came out though with Jenny Slate because Jenny Slate was one of the ones that was like very pro Blake.
Yeah.
About how like she was actually abusive too. That like she was on a podcast with Anna Faris, I think, and was talking about how like
Beating up
she used to beat up
Chris
Evans.
Yeah. Did they date?
They did it for a year. One of the reasons that they said that they broke up was because the internet was just so mean to her because she wasn't pretty enough to be with Captain America.
Huh. I mean, she's decent.
Yeah.
I don't think that Chris Evans is like super duper hunk man.
No, he was just Captain America.
Yeah.
So it just had that status.
I'm so glad that we're past the Marvel influence on the entire world.
I am too. I do miss the era of like Endgame where things actually were worth watching, like
Yes.
doing a special event midnight screening thing.
Yes, and like people would
Everything's trash
go,
now.
and yes, without a doubt,
Uh,
everything sucks.
Everything sucks. There was a different thing I had to say about I don't remember if it was the interviews or there was something that you mentioned a second ago. Oh, the reason that Colleen Hoover was on Blake Lively's side in all of this,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly, was because Justin Baldoni bought the rights to all of her books. And there's a bunch of them.
Oh, and there was some kind of clause, right?
There's a clause that
Yeah.
if he does something heinous, like sexual harassment,
Yeah.
that she would be able to take the rights back.
Would you have to give
And-
the money back?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the specifics were on that, but yeah, there was a clause that if he does something heinous, that he could lose his rights to the films. And there's an interview with Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively, and they asked if I think Blake Lively would be willing to act in another one of Colleen Hoover's like book adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
And Blake Lively said if she gets her rights back. And that was in like the main press junket before all of this stuff started happening legally. yeah, there's a lot of conversation that's like that's where all this came from.
All of this feels very colluded.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone was just trying to, and I don't get it. This guy just seems like he just wanted to make a movie.
Yeah.
And this dude just seems like he wants to be a male woman's advocate, whatever that means.
A male feminist.
But just the fact that everyone on that side just wants to completely destroy this man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that he has all the receipts that he has,
For real, yeah.
because like I'm in a position where I have to keep very meticulous proof of everything that I say, transactions I make, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I what is it, game respects game, what's the saying?
Game respects game. Game recognizes game.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good for him. I'm glad he has all that to rebuff all these nonsense claims that are being made against him.
But yeah, the TLDR, TLDL of that is that I spent too much time on TikTok. I don't want to know all the things that I know about this nonsense situation.
That's fair enough.
So no
That's
more
fair
TikTok
enough.
for me.
Okay.
I don't deserve it.
All right. Well, is there another way for me to get these videos to you?
No, because at some point I tried to. Nate has never downloaded TikTok, but I tried to like send them via text so that he could just like open them and enjoy the funny thing I found.
Uh-huh.
But apparently you're not allowed to do that. It won't open on the browser if you
Huh.
get sent a message.
Well,
Or maybe he just didn't want to
maybe.
open a TikTok link
Maybe. We'll never know.
because he's on the other side of the internet. That was a very long segue. I don't even remember where we were.
Well, I think we were heading towards the end, but the last one, it works out that we were just that this one doesn't really have a place because I didn't really have a specific category for it, but Jeremy by Pearl Jam. You know the song? Jeremy spoken, clearly. Yeah. You know what that song's about? You know who Jeremy was?
No.
Jeremy Wade Dale, January 1991, Richardson High School, Richardson, Texas. Comes into class late, gets sent to the office
Mhm.
to go get a tardy slip, comes back to class, the 357 Magnum, steps
Oh.
up to the front of his English class,
Mhm.
puts the barrel in his mouth, and pop.
Oh.
Jeremy spoke in class today.
Huh.
And that's a song that gets constant radio play, and it's about a kid committing suicide in front of his class in 1991 in Richardson, Texas. I
Huh.
believe that's also the same high school that Jeff Dunham went to. And Bill Lingvall?
That's a lot of
Let's see.
lore.
Let's see.
I did have a couple of other ones though.
Okay. Shoot him.
So one of the things, like the categories of songs that I feel like get misunderstood the most are drug related ones. So
Yeah.
Angel by Sarah McLachlan, which I learned the meaning behind this song because I guess I had really never thought about it outside of the one context we all know it from. But I saw a TikTok, unfortunately, relatively recently, that was talking about how everyone thinks of it as like the ASPCA commercial song, and people play it at funerals, and it's used as this like way to, I don't know, it's used as this like very emotional song, but for different reasons than I think it's actually meant for. And if you think about the actual song or you read over the lyrics, it's about a heroin overdose, which is still morbid. So it's not a funeral song, but it's weird to think of it in the context of what the song actually is, and then to put it into context of a funeral.
So, so the angel is heroin?
Yeah. This person ODing is in the arms of the angel.
Hmm.
Which is not at all what I thought that song was. But again, I'd only ever heard the one little clip that they played to make you donate to the ASPCA.
Yeah.
In that same vein, no pun intended.
Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise. Have some decorum.
I won't. So on that same plane, there's Ed Sheeran's "The A Team," which is about it was a song that went got so big when I was way too young to listen to a song like that.
It's like a teeny bopper song.
It is, but it's about a girl who's selling her body so that she can get high. It's a prostitute song. And
Come on, Ed.
my last one on that plane was Third Eye Blind's Semi-Charmed Life, which is one of the ones that's made like every list of songs that we misunderstand.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's about the throes of heroin addiction, right?
It's a couple that's on a meth bender.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole thing is just about a couple being strung out.
Doot, 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 doot. That's another
But
one
it's such an
that,
upbeat song that you don't think about the fact that it is
yeah, you're like, hey,
so
yeah,
depressing.
like
Yeah.
it is intentionally upbeat to mask the actual meaning behind the song to the general public. And also, going back a little bit, Jeremy Billingval, Jeff Dunham, Richardson High School,
Hmm.
all three of them. Oh, and comedy, radio superstar in Dallas, Gordon Keith, also Richardson High School.
I have no idea who this is.
You should check him out.
What
He's
station
nice.
is he on?
We'll take it.
Oh. That explains it then.
96.7 KTCK.
Yeah.
Cumulus station. Yeah.
Okay. My last one that I have is not like a misunderstanding necessarily, just a fun fact that I learned in looking at songs for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
I saw this one.
I did not realize that this is basically Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Die, die, die.
This song was written for a musical about Nosferatu, which, to be fair, would have made a killer release with Lily Rose Depp and the Skarsgård. They missed an opportunity.
Have you seen
I
Nosferatu?
haven't. I've heard good things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I take it it's not your cup of tea. Not good.
Am I in a safe space?
Sure.
Okay. Lily Rose Depp,
Mhm.
topless in the movie, about 3 scenes. One is a blink and you'll miss it.
Okay.
The other 2 are focal.
Okay.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. I'm saying that as a moviegoer who I'm not uptight about movie nudity,
Mhm.
but she has disproportionately gigantic nipples. It was so distracting. I could not focus on anything else. They were, you know what they look like? They look like those little crappy candies you get at Halloween, the dots. Those little gummy mounds.
Oh, they're big lengthwise. I was thinking like pepperoni areolas.
No, they are thick boys.
I don't want to look this up, but I need to look this up.
They are so big and so distracting.
I don't even know what to.
Remember, you need a VPN if you're trying to find something in Texas.
I will just watch the movie.
It should be out soon. I just saw it in theaters, and it was like it was in the back of the theater. It's like one of the afterthought theaters, so it should be out soon.
Yeah.
But no, you be prepared. My words can't do it justice.
To her dot nipples.
To how gigantic her nipples are. And she's not a big person. She's petite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just makes it even more just off-putting and just so shocking. That Jack Sparrow's daughter has these giant things attached to the ends of her boobs. And again,
her boob hats.
They're like little fezzes. Little boob fezzes.
I think they're like little boob fezzes should be the opener to this episode. The cold open.
Okay, well, yeah. All right, I'll make that happen.
I lied. I have one more.
Okay.
Who let the dogs out?
Who?
Who?
What about big old girls?
Who Let the Dogs Out is like the quintessential like 90s party song. And it's just about ugly women.
Yeah, it's about at the end of the night, you struck out with all the good looking ones. They've all left with somebody else. And now you're left with the ones that have great personalities, probably.
Uh-huh.
But that's about the only thing they have going for them.
Yeah. Who let the dogs out? is a song that I feel like is, I don't know if it's often misunderstood. I've never thought of it outside of like the context of it's just a fun song.
It's just a fun
it's
song,
not.
and
It's misogyny.
it's got Jamaican men, and there's just actual canines just running around this island.
Well, it's been used in the context of actual dogs a
It
lot of times.
it has, yeah. I don't know what that's coming from,
Hmm.
but no, I understand. Yeah, maybe maybe sometimes when a piece of art is released, the original intention doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just how we as a society decide the intention or decide the meaning of this piece of art that matters.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Mm,
No.
putting on my thinking cap. Okay. Well, you know what? It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. What is your closing statement as far as misunderstood songs goes? Closing statement, words of wisdom, anything you got for me?
My final thoughts for this episode. My closing statements. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. 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 I appreciate that.
You got to finish it with closing time. I don't think we can actually play it
Uh,
legally, but
now we got to figure out what the rules are with that.
I think you get a certain like amount of airtime. At least on YouTube, you get like I think up to 3 seconds of a clip.
Yeah.
From a thing.
My parting words for you, dear listeners, dear cash exchange enjoyers, dear 8 listeners, pay attention to the world around you, especially the songs you choose at all life's special moments. And with that, we'll see you.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.